Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Black Eagle from Snake Beta, back with a brand new video. Today, guys, I'm going to be going through some points I think that PUBG is doing wrong and also PUBG is doing right for the Xbox One console. So basically, I'm just going to go straight in with it. These are my points of view on what I think is going wrong and also what I think there is some positives, but the majority of it is negative. You've got to realise I am a massive fan of the game. I obviously do a lot of PUBG content, so I'm not trying to slate the game in any way. I just think that there's so many things they could do to try and make this game better, and I think they're prioritising other things when there's other stuff that needs doing more. So we're going to go straight in off the bat with the rendering issues. So everybody knows how annoying the rendering issues if you are a console player. I'm not 100% sure if it happens on the PC. I guarantee it probably doesn't because they've got better graphics. I don't know whether it happens on the Xbox One X. I feel like it probably does a little bit, but maybe not as much. But if you're an Xbox One console player, oh my lord, you get such bad rendering issues. If you jump out the map, say on Miramar, at the first stop, you are literally going to be sat there for a good minutes or so waiting for your freaking game to render in so you can actually walk into a building and not get trapped. If you jump at the end of the map, I suppose you don't have as much to render in because the game's been loaded for longer. But that shouldn't be happening. At the end of the day, I'd rather sit in the sky for a little bit longer if I have to, or them lower the graphics for the actual rendering to go away, because it's so frustrating when you land down and you got people straight off the bat being able to get guns because they can see the buildings rendered already. You got to remember this game has been out since the 23rd of March 2017. Now I know that they never said, oh yeah, this isn't a full release, but they still kept having issues. Even with the first map, just kept having issues and issues of rendering and rendering, and we still kept playing it, still kept like supporting it, but oh my god, there were so many issues. Now we've got the full release, which has been out since the 4th of September 2018 for the Xbox One console, and it's still got rendering issues. I honestly think since it's come full release, we probably have more rendering issues than before. It didn't seem like there was many problems beforehand. There was a few, but now it seems to have a lot more rendering issues, and I honestly don't think PUBG are like taking any notice to it. So that's my problem with the rendering issue. The next point I'm making is about the fact that they take forever to release new content. Now obviously I'm not trying to be biased at all or anything like that, but if you just look at Fortnite for example, you just got to think, how much content do they get out in such a short space of time? I don't know how they do it. Yeah, I know they've only got one map and so on, but like there just must be a reason behind that they can just get more content out and out and out, and we had to wait for ages just to get these new maps, new guns, and then even now get these weekend events. I don't know why it's taken so long for them just to release that. I don't know whether they wanted to keep us waiting, or whether they just like, I don't really know, to be honest guys, but it just seems like they take forever to release new content. And even when they do release the new content, so like the war gameplay I'm showing in the background right now, which I'll play out after I've done speaking, it still has problems. So I have times where my gun doesn't render in properly. I have times where as soon as you land in, your whole area you are in, you can probably see it in the gameplay now, it doesn't render in, and it's like, is it because there's such a small amount of area and there's so many people? But at the end of the day, I've already landed here once, so why am I having to watch it render again every single time? It's so frustrating. So they need to fix that, because the war mode is actually such a sick game mode. They just ruin it. And then another point I've got as well is the new map selections. So you can now select on the Xbox One between the I always forget the name of the first map. It's like something like E something, I can't remember it. Miramar, and you can select them two, or you can select SANHOK. Now I think that's a great idea and all, but I honestly personally think all three maps should be on separate playlists, because Miramar, I don't think anybody likes it. If I'm completely honest, I don't think anybody likes it. I think it's too big. It takes so much longer to play a game. Like if we do it with my mates and we say, oh, we'll play one more game, we search all maps and we get Miramar, we instantly quit out because we know it's going to take forever. I'm not knocking them for getting out a new map, but I just generally think that it should be on a separate playlist, so then people that want to play Miramar can play on Miramar, people that can play on the first map can play on first map, and people that want to play SANHOK can play SANHOK. That should be how it is. And then there's obviously a mode if you want to just play all three. Don't know why it has to be selected like that. And then the last point is just the fact that Fortnite and the Black Ops are putting the game to shame. PUBG is literally getting left behind because of the fact that they take so long to actually sort out their content, sort out their game. It's terrible. Like, you've got so many players, pro players and whatnot, all just leaving the scene and just giving up, because at the end of the day they're like, what's the point in playing this game when they can't even fix it? I mean, it literally is terrible. I mean, you got Shroud, for example, like best PUBG player I've ever watched, and he left the game because he's admitted that until the game's fixed, he's not going to give it a chance anymore because it's pointless. And I totally agree with what he's saying. Alright, so we're going to stop looking at the negatives now. I will go on to what I think PUBG are doing right, like the good footsteps forward. So I think it's pretty cool that they've now started adding in the new customizing feature, which is pretty cool and all. I don't agree with the fact that they had to start releasing paid content straight away, but it's cool that you can buy your boxes for free and whatnot, and you can potentially get new features, new clothing, new helmets and whatnot. But I do think they've obviously prioritized maybe getting out paid content a lot quicker because they want to get money quicker and whatnot. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but it is cool that everybody can now wear their new little clothings and whatnot, which is, I like that. The next positive, I do think the new weekend events are really cool. They just need to work properly. So like, if they're going to release it, they need to release it and make sure it works on the Xbox One X and the Xbox One console, because maybe it works on the Xbox One X completely fine, but it doesn't work fine on the Xbox One. So at least make it even. I paid for the same amount for the game as the Xbox One X player, so if it's going to happen like that, can we just make sure, you know, it's fair? Because that'd be nice. But yeah, really like that game mode. I really like all of them. I like the way they're switching up the guns. I like the way they're switching up the maps and whatnot. So that's really cool. But it just needs a bit more fixing. Training mode is a good idea. I've not actually done training mode myself. A lot of the time I just jump straight into a game. But it's cool that they've added some sort of feature if you want to warm up and whatnot, which is pretty cool. And then my final point is just that I would like to praise them for SANHOK. I know it's been out on the PC for a while and whatnot, but since they brought it to the Xbox One, I absolutely love that map. I think it's the best one out of the lot. It's a lot more fun. The fact it's a smaller environment, you get more action, you get better guns, and it's just all round a much better map. I'd much rather play that game, that map again and again than say any of the other maps. So really good for that sort of thing. Maybe that should give them a little bit more of an idea of what people want. Not everybody wants these huge maps, and with these huge maps you have more problems. So at the end of the day, I think we can kind of see where we should be going, you know. I think that's where Fortnite shines a bit more, because the map is smaller. Probably Black Ops has probably got a bigger map, but it's a faster game mode, so it happens a lot quicker and whatnot. So I think that's what PUBG need to do. If they're going to produce more maps, I think it needs to be more smaller maps, or just a little bit bigger than SANHOK. But apart from that, guys, that's my tip. Not my tips, what am I about? That is my points. If you agree with any of them, or you have any other points that you think, oh wait, that doesn't make complete sense, Steve, I think this is a lot more annoying, please whack them down in the comments below. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. And please subscribe. I didn't have a video planned at all, but I did always want to do one of these videos where I sat down and just went through what I think PUBG is doing wrong and right. So I hope you agree with my points. If you disagree, you can always mention them below as well. And any PC players, you know, Xbox One X players, let me know in the comments below if you have any of these similar issues, because it's nice to know whether we're all in the same boat, or whether it's just me on the Xbox One. Apart from that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video.